Welcome all to this week's edition of my Inner Goddess Team series that I have been doing since the pandemic, since like August of 2020. I'm Deborah Roth from Spirited Living, and I got confused with my healing goddesses. I've been highlighting healing goddesses, really reflecting my own journey through healing. I had a total knee replacement on January 6th, and I am on the road to recovery a month later, exactly 4 weeks later. So you will find, if you go back and look, either on my YouTube channel or on Instagram or Facebook, that I think the first healing goddess I did was a CISO. And I think I did her maybe a week before my surgery. And then her mother, Epione, who was Asclepius's wife, and of course he was the god of medicine and the god of healing. And she was this very calming, she is this very calming energy, this very calming energy, and particularly healing of wounds, which I loved. That was very apropos for me after surgery. And this week, I am going to another one of Epione's daughters, her sister Isiso, who I mentioned. Hygeia was another one. Panacea is another one. I actually did Hygeia a couple of years ago anyway. You can find all of those on my YouTube channel. So this has kind of been mirroring my own healing journey. And I'm loving it because I have pictures of them next to my recovery bed and really have been thinking about Aegle, A-E-G-L-E, who is the goddess I'm introducing you today, introducing myself to too. Really bringing her up for, this was my first day of heavy duty PT. And because she is the goddess of recovery. And yes, definitely physical recovery, but her name actually means, and here's a beautiful representation of that, her name actually means brightness or splendor. And that really captures this energy that she has of light and lightness. And we know, of course, that light is healing, and that it also represents knowledge and purity and unity. And she really embodied all of those. Like her mother, like Epione, she was not one of these flashy, radical cure people. She was someone, and is someone, that we can, because these ancient goddesses are really archetypes for us in modern times to call on that energy in ourselves. That's what my whole Inner Goddess Team theory is about, that we all carry these qualities of the divine feminine as manifested with, in these goddesses from around the world. And those, honoring our intuition, honoring our emotions, our connection to nature, our connection to our bodies, compassion, collaboration. So all of these, just a little snapshot of some of what I mean when I talk about divinely feminine qualities that are within all of us, male, female, any gender. So getting back to Aegle, she is, she's all about, and I'll be looking at my notes because, as I said, she was a new one for me too. She's all about bringing yourself back to, especially if you've had surgery or an injury or some kind of illness, bringing yourself back to optimal health, to vibrant health, and really honoring the body when it is at this place of peak health. In mythology, she was the embodiment of health and radiance, everything that's represented by this warm flush of the light of vitality. And her connection to light and brightness, as I said, is yes, very much about bringing light, our inner light, to our bodies, and really using sitting outside in the sun, using our inner light and the nature's light to really heal ourselves. And it also really though echoes the Greek emphasis on balance and health in all areas of their life. They were very much, they were some of that was the civilization that offered us all the different humors and the different body types. And there was a real commitment in that ancient society to balance and health and wholeness. And with the notion that light, which is what Aegle represents, that light dispels darkness, it's also a way that we can use light to dispel illness and restore us to full vitality. What else do I want to tell you about her? It's interesting. She's not only, and I couldn't find a lot of specific myths about her. She's not only about healing and particularly about recovery, which is why I'm really relating to her right now, because I'm in the recovery period after 4 weeks after my surgery. She also was kind of a connector of worlds. I couldn't find too many specific myths about her, but apparently she was a peacemaker. So when there were arguments between the gods and Apollo, the sun god, there's light for you, and her grandmother, I don't know who her grandmother was, and others, but she was the one who came in and brought this energy of soothing and balance. And it's interesting, both her mother and the other sister that I highlighted recently at the beginning of my healing journey, Sesso, are all about, they're not about radical cures and big flashy, miraculous recoveries. They're really about the soothing, care-related, gentle presence. And so for any stage of healing, really, especially I think I was going to say this trio, but they're actually, I think, 4 gods and maybe 4 goddesses and 3 gods that are the offspring of Asclepius, the god of medicine, and Epione, and they all in some way or another represent our passage, our return to peak health, whatever that looks like for us. She sustained wellness, emphasized the gentler art of care as opposed to the flashy stuff. And the other thing that's interesting is that you could find her in all aspects of Greek society because there was such an emphasis in that civilization about health and wellness. Sports were considered this kind of spiritual, they invoked gods and goddesses when they were in their sports festivals and competitions. And she was one of the ones that they would invoke because she was this gentle present force. And also in the philosophy schools and that kind of thing, and in art. So she has this very gentle presence. All of these ones the 3 biggies, and I think I mentioned that Hygeia I outlined, she's another one of the offspring of Asclepius and Epione. All of them are considered minor goddesses, minor deities, but I love the presence that they have, and I love knowing about that energy so that, and this is the whole point of this, how will you in your process be able to, in your healing process, wherever you're at, how will you be able to return to vibrant health? What do you need to remember? How do you need to take care of yourself? And you can call on Aegle to help you do that as well. I love this last little piece and one of the references that I found. Her stories, infused with light and vitality, remind us that maintaining wellness is not just an ancient idea, but a continuous pursuit that resonates deeply in our own modern daily experiences. And that's really, I really invite you to think about where in your life you want to create that level of balance. Yes, physical. For me, I'm really focused on my physical recovery right now. But remember, she's very much about bringing light and healing, splendor, brightness, all those things that her name represents to mind, body, heart, and spirit. So, with that in mind, I will close with, I've got a couple different healing chants. This one's a little jazzy. I think I actually sang it when I did the Hygeia Inner Goddess Team video a couple years ago. And when I'm in circle, when we're in groups, I'll get the maracas going and everybody will play tambourines and stuff. I don't think that translates so well into a video. It sounds a little cacophonous. So it goes like this. So you can invoke a Sesso. You can do that too, but Aegle is who we're talking about today. And when you are in the midst, I brought her in before I went to my first big PT session today. And it goes. Purify and heal me, Oh, heal me and free me. Oh, purify and heal me. Oh, heal me and free me. Oh, purify and heal me. Oh, heal me and free me. And then you just keep going and riffing. As you are moving through your recovery, as you invoke her to return to vibrant health of mind, body, heart, or spirit in any area of your life. Please do join me. I'll be back again with an Inner Goddess Team video in a couple weeks. Next week, I think I'll be doing my Joy Intelligence, the next in my series of Joy Intelligence. Maybe that's in 2 weeks. At any rate, thanks for joining me. I'd love to hear your experiences with any of these healing goddesses. Bye for now.